I love this thing. I absolutely love it. Hey y'all, what's going on? I'm Jessica and I am just keeping it real. I hope you are doing well. And if this is your first time watching, thank you. And if you are returning, I rock with you. So, what is this? What is this on my neck or around my neck? Now, as I'm tapping on it, I'm not sure if you can hear it, but there are rocks in this thing right here. And so, this is a heated neck pad. I encourage you to get this if you need to relax, if you just want to feel warm and cozy. It is currently raining here in California. So, I'm trying to feel warm and cozy and relax. I'm going to fix me a cup of tea in a little bit, but I want to talk about relaxing yourself, not going on vacation and relaxing, right? Not going to another state or another country and relaxing. I am just talking about relaxing yourself overall, period. Today is February 5th, 2025, and at this point in time, if you are watching this, you know the back and forth craziness that has been going on in this world, the uncertainty that has been going on in this world in the United States. Things have been off, right? They're things are not just going well for some of us, for some people, right? And in these moments and in these times, it is imperative that we relax ourselves as much as possible so we won't overstimulate, overwhelm ourselves, and overstress ourselves out. Because as we know what stress can do, right? We know what stress can do to us. I don't have to spill it out or anything to you. We know what a lot of heightened stress can do to our bodies. And we want to consistently make sure that we are relaxing as much as possible. Whenever you can, whenever you see that you have a few minutes to relax. You can do this by taking a few deep breaths. You can do this by telling yourself things are going to be okay. I am going to get through this, right? Speaking positive to yourself or whatever thing that you can find that can help you relax in a healthy manner. I know there are other things that we use to help us relax, but those other things that we use, and again, you know what I'm talking about, that is not a healthy way to relax. We want the healthy way to relax. And I understand sometimes things can get out of pocket, things can go a certain way, and we do turn to unhealthy alternative measures to relax, but we don't want to do that. We want to deviate away from that as much as possible, right? We want to relax ourselves as natural as possible, right? So this is one of the things that I use. There are other things that I use. I have a heated eye mask that I use. I open my Bible and I read that. I listen to positive and motivating speeches. I read a good book. I watch my favorite TV show or a favorite movie, right? And I do deep breathing and I do positive speaking to myself consistently. So when you start doing these things consistently, it won't seem like, oh, this is another chore. This is something else that I have to do to take care of myself. And taking care of ourselves should be number one on our list. Whatever to-do list that you have, make sure you put self-care on it. And it does not have to always include massages, right? We know like the luxury self-cares, it does not have to always include that. It could just be something as little as going on a walk, walking around the block. That's a part of self-care. Self-care does not have to be this huge, overwhelming thing. It can be something as simple as you doing what relaxes you, what brings you joy, what makes you happy. What you are doing is making yourself a number one priority. So when others knock on your door, text your phone, call your phone, and they want you to help them, and if you should be inclined to do so, because you can say no, right? Like, I'm not, no, can't do it. not dealing with it. Or if you choose to help them out, you'll be full because you are consistently filling yourself up with the self-care techniques and routines that you have created for yourself. For some people, cooking is a part of their self care. They enjoy cooking, they love baking. Find whatever fuels your soul, whatever gets into you and helps you feel better on a positive note. Because there are things that can help us feel good temporarily, and it's not healthy for us, right? So you want to make sure that you are doing things as healthy as possible, and you know that you need to have a yearly checkup, get your numbers checked, make sure your blood sugar is good, your cardiovascular, because heart disease is another thing that derails us. We have to make sure that we are doing these things for ourselves, that we are making the appointments. We're not waiting for the doctors to call us and say, hey, just a reminder, it's time for you to have your appointment, which can happen sometimes, because we get off track with things, or so many things are going on in our lives that we don't have the time to schedule that doctor appointment. And usually we schedule things when something is wrong, right? When we are in pain. But if you can, as much as possible, put that on your to-do list or on your calendar to make sure that you are scheduling your checkups as much as you need them to. The doctor is saying, hey, we want to see you back in a few months. If possible, go ahead and schedule that just to make sure, right? Just to make sure that things are going well within. And if they're not, that you can catch them before it gets to a place you don't want it to get, right? So I am encouraging you on this video to relax. Use what relaxes you. And like I said, right about now, this heating pad is relaxing me, right? This heating pad is doing its job on my neck with these rocks in it, and it has like a lavender scent in it, so it is relaxing me, and I am feeling well. I am feeling good about myself, right? Because I have put in place things that I know that are gonna bring me joy and fulfill me and relax me, because that's where our bodies need to be at times, right? Anxiety is going to come, the high pressure of things, they're going to come, right? We're going to feel overwhelmed at times. But again, like I said in a previous video, it is our job to make sure that we calm it down, that we turn that boiler off, right? The things are not boiling, that we have it simmer down, or we turn it off just overall to make sure that we are not going to take ourselves to a space where we can't come back from, right? We don't want to get ourselves in a space where we can't come back from, where we can't bounce back. And yes, we get into spaces where it's tough. It's difficult. I've been in those spaces, and I'm only speaking on these things because I've been through these things, right? These are things that I have gone through and things that I have helped myself overcome with going to the doctors, with prayer, with family, with friends, with things that are just really helpful to me. I've helped myself overcome things that I have been going through, which I had allowed to get me down, right? Airplane. I'm over here by the airport. But yeah, I've done those things, and it's healthy to do, and it could be painful to do as well, because sometimes you don't want to realize that, man, it's me. I'm the problem, right? I'm the problem. I'm creating my own problems half of the time, right? It's nobody else creating those problems for me. It's me. I'm the problem. I'm problematic. And that is where you have to realize that. I know a lot of people don't want to acknowledge that because they don't think they're the problem. And most of the time, you're not the problem. But there in some instances, you have to realize what is really the problem. Is it me or is it them? And that's a tough pill to swallow. And I had to swallow a couple of those pills to say, dang, it's me. It's me. I have to change my mindset. I have to change my thought process. I have to change the way I'm speaking to myself. I have to change the way that I'm doing things. I have to stop being the people pleaser. I have to start saying no and not feel guilty about it or beat myself up because I'm saying no. If I'm saying no, that's a healthy thing for me to do, right? I am not concerned or worried about anybody else's thoughts or feelings about it because I'm protecting me. And that's one thing we have to do is protect ourselves emotionally and mentally, because sometimes we don't do that, right? We don't protect ourselves in that way. We protect ourselves, visually, going out and seeing things, as they are happening, and we're saying, hey, I don't want that to happen to me. But mentally and emotionally, when we are doing things or if we are around people, sometimes things just go right by our thought process. And so those are the things that we have to start learning. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm somebody who has gone through it, and I want to push this information out to people to let them know you can bounce back, you can heal yourself in most cases, depending on what it is. I know some things people don't come back from. I get that, I understand, but it's possible for you to bounce back from things. That's why I'm saying go get checked out, get to the root of the problem, see what's going on, stop ignoring things, be honest with yourself, right? Another airplane. Be 100% with yourself, and you may start to see some progress. You may start to see some difference, right? You may start to see something that is totally different for your life when you start being 100 and keeping it real, just like the name of this channel, just keeping it real. When you keep it real with yourself, let's talk about health. Let's talk about our wealth. Let's talk about getting ourselves on a track where we can thrive.